Hey, this is Casey with the Aging Teen Kid podcast. Welcome back to our first episode of 2018. I am sitting here with Andrew from the Florida band Felicity. Andrew, thank you for joining me.
No problem. I am so stoked to be a part of this, be part of the first one of the new year. We're going to kick things off right and get this thing going.
Awesome. So could you just start off by just giving me just a background of your band? How'd you guys form up? When did you form up? All the fun details.
Yeah, absolutely. I moved to Florida in 2010 and was moved here for college. And after graduating, I kind of made my mom happy by. It was like my dream. I've always been in a band ever since I was in high school. My first band was in high school, and always have been in bands since then at different levels of seriousness. But I wasn't in one at the time, and I just graduated college, and I was just itching to play music. So, I was like, I have some stability in my life. I want to start a band, and I want to do it for real. Like, I want to do it serious. Like, this has always been my dream. So, in about 2013, I actually put out a Craigslist ad. I was looking at other Craigslist ads, as all great relationships start, into bands, and I came across a post from a vocalist who turns out to be Damien, the lead singer of Felicity, and he was in the cover scene here in Florida and was playing dive bars, and he just felt like his talents were kind of going to waste. Sure, he was making good money, but he kind of realized, he wanted to do this for real. He didn't want to just be one of those, wash up old cover band guys for the rest of his life, and he's we're both young dudes, and we both have the same passion, so I met him up at his house, and we started writing a few songs, and this was like summer of 2013, and for like 6 months, me and him just sat and wrote music together, and played the same songs every day for hours on end, and meet a few times a week, and then eventually we were like, this is actually, like, we're coming up with some cool stuff, let's try to take this to the next level. So added a drummer and a bass player, and came up with the name, and started playing our first shows in 2014, and since then it's just been a kind of whirlwind of experience that I wouldn't trade for anything. So it's been a great journey so far, and hopefully just the beginning.
Nice. So now that you all have more of a full band, because you were talking about just writing songs with Damien earlier, what is your songwriting process now that you're a larger group than just the two?
Yeah, for sure. So it's obviously first started with just Damien and I, and then about a year into the band, we been through countless drummers and bass players, like finding that solidifying core of musicians. It's really of Felicity. What Felicity is now, it's only been around for about 2 years. The first 2 years, kind of people coming going in and out, and we weren't necessarily sure of our sound, because when you have people coming and going, it's hard to find like that solidified core songwriters to determine this is who we are. So at the beginning, I would usually come up with a riff or something, and David would come up with some vocal ideas, some melody ideas, and we kind of bounced off that. But now, the core group of guys we have are all such insane, talented musicians, and I'm so lucky to be able to work with them. And also in that, they all have a very broad range of influence, from classic rock to death metal to funk to everything. So we all try to bring a little bit to the table. Usually we'll start with Corey, our other guitar player, coming up with a guitar line, and I'm really good at coming up with chord progressions and melodies. And then we usually, Damien, our singer, is the best at coming up with melodies. So we will bring like a small idea to the table. Usually one of us will record it with like their iPhone and set it to the group chat, and we'll kind of have a idea of it before we get to practice. And then when we get to practice, we all kind of are able to jam it out and come up with our own little ideas to it. And then at the final stage of it is when we feel like we've liked what we have come up with. We do some pre-production of it and record it, and then we bring it to Andrew Wade, who's our producer, who works with Day Remember, Neck Deep, Wage 4, Most of Us in White, and he kind of puts the final polishes and kind of comes up with some other ideas, being someone who has never heard it before, and that kind of turns the song into what it ends up being on the record.
Okay, nice. So kind of going in that same direction, I mean, since you said you moved to Florida in 2010, right? And that's when you started wanting to form your band? Okay, cool. Just want to double check. So, like, even since then, I mean, the way music has been released has changed drastically, in the past, I guess 8 years now,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
back then, like 2010 CDs were still semi-relevant, and now, it's all about streaming, and, vinyl is, a big, not niche anymore, but it's a big thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so I was looking through your all's catalog, and I noticed that you release more singles than actual albums. Is the way technology and streaming, like, has that changed the way you guys want to, like, produce music? I mean, has that heavily impacted that, or what's that process?
Yeah, I mean, you 100% nailed it. I mean, we've, you know, are very honed in to want to take our marketing of this band really seriously, and so we're always looking at the scope of music and trying to learn as much as we can from every single experience we've come out with. And we really noticed that the trends of music consumption has changed where, I can't remember the last time I went and bought a CD, and I'm like an active musician and a music fan, but since I have Spotify and iTunes, if I'm at a show, I'll buy a band CD to support them. But 90% of the time, if I listen to that CD or that album, it will be through streaming, through Spotify. And I think a lot of people have kind of gone that direction too. There's still people who, 100% listen to CDs every day, but music consumption has just changed. So we wanted to not, be left behind, and at the same time, it being cost effective and the way the kind of business has gone, we decided that what we're gonna do for this, past record, we went and recorded a whole batch of songs, but we decided instead of just releasing, here's our record, here's 6 songs, here's 10 songs, blah, here's our EP, blah, here's them, throw them all to the world and hope for the best. What we decided to do was we recorded them all at once, and then we kind of created a calendar. We decided we want to release a song a month or every other month, and we want to release it with a full marketing package, a full music video for each song. So each song is treated kind of like as an individual single, and they all get a fair shake. And that way we're constantly giving our fans something new to look forward to. We're constantly giving people a new opportunity to discover us, and we're constantly putting out new content for people who have been following us. And so far it's worked really well. We have released 2 of the 6 songs we just recorded this past summer, Weekend Warrior, and then we just released one last week called Circles, and both have been gotten great responses. And then, I mean, it's been crazy for us. We just have one music video that's currently being edited and filmed another one past Friday. So those are 2 more singles that are going to be for the early spring. And so we just kind of see it as like this snowball that kind of, instead of just, throwing it down the cliff, it kind of can roll and pick up speed and accumulate. And so we have constant content, constant music and music videos for our fans for the entire year versus just all at once.
Do you have any plans to, after you release the last single, to release the full album on any solid state like CD or vinyl or anything to that effect?
Yeah, I mean, so right now the plan is just to release them all individually as singles, complete digital distribution, so you can get them anywhere. You can find them on Pandora, Spotify, iTunes, at Amazon, Google Music, wherever you stream. You'll have it. And then we also, once they're all released, if people want a tangible asset, we would love to get them pressed and come up with some artwork and stuff too. Right now we're kind of treating them as individuals, but they definitely all, encompass where we were at that time and who we were at that time. So the 2 all go together. So I think that's definitely in the possibilities. And if that even means that we go and record a few more songs and we release them all together as a full length, so that when we do get to that point, people have some new stuff too, not stuff that's already been released. That could be another avenue we go down. But right now it's just really our focus has been releasing music videos for people, because we feel like that's what these new music fans who are all very digital and very visual, it's what they want. And so we've been recording music videos for months straight since last summer. We've been either planning a shoot or working on a music video this entire time. So that's our main focus, but it's definitely down the road. We'd love to release a tangible asset and have these songs on CDs or vinyl especially.
Nice. You guys sound crazy busy.
Yeah, no, we are. We're not stop. We're a little insane. We all work. Well, have to work. Felicity is our passion, and we've been doing this band. We give it full-time hours, but we also have full-time jobs and girlfriends and commitments too. So balancing it all is definitely like takes a unique type of personality, which is why it's, Damien and I put so much into it. We expect the same amount out of it. So it's taken a while to find the right core group of guys who have those same values, and we've had that now for almost 2 years. So it's been, amazing, which is kind of why it seems like 2 years ago when we got this lineup, like just like rocket boots were put on the project, and all of a sudden we were like getting opportunity after opportunity, and we're just growing and getting so much better so fast.
Nice. So shift gears a little bit. What are you currently listening to? What's your favorite album at the moment, or your favorite album of all time that you've loved, your whole life?
All time?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
How about both?
Man, that's tough.
Yeah, let's do both.
It's tough because it's been a really slow time for music. Like for the music I really am into. There hasn't been much release lately. It's kind of like a slow time of the year. But last year, I was really into the new Neck Deep record, Peace in the Panic. I love that record. Love that band. We got to record with Andrew Wade like right after he finished Life's Not Out to Get You, which I think is the best record. And so I wasn't that sure. Wasn't really hadn't heard of him that much. I knew a couple songs like Losing Teeth and I think one other one. And then after that record came out and I heard it, I was like, holy crap! Like they were really there like the week before recording this, the week before we did our first music with Andrew Wade. So that was a really cool experience. Peace in the Panic from Neck Deep was awesome. Right now I'm listening to the new song by Between You and Me, Overthinking. I think that song's amazing. I'm really into that. Those have been the nonstop in my discography. I'd have to go look at my Spotify to see what I've been banging lately. Last year, Beartooth's album Aggressive was one of my favorites from last year. Records all time. I love Let It Unfold You by Senses Fail, one of my favorite records. Homesick by Dave Remembers, one of my favorite records. And then going back, Led Zeppelin 2, and I would have to give it to Appetite for Destruction. Probably that's like one of my top lists right there.
Nice. Night Train's probably one of my favorite songs of all time.
Absolutely, great one.
I think it's probably has the best guitar riffs I've ever heard.
That song's awesome.
Especially the outro.
100%. Me being a guitar player, Slash is like the first guitar player. I was like, oh, that's like so cool. Like I want to be like that guy. Like that Slash was that guy for me. Even though it was definitely the generation before me. Like, the music I was into at the time was like, when I was a kid, it was like Linkin Park or Sum 41. But like Slash was the icon, like the guitar player I really looked up to. And then Guitar Hero came out and took it to a whole new level and stuff. So.
Nice. So are you guys planning on any touring soon? I know we were just talking about how busy you are, but anything outside of your local area?
Yeah, 100%. We just did our last tour. We just did the southeast region for the summer, and then but this coming year, we're actually focusing on a lot more. Once we get a couple more videos out, we're actually booking our schedule for the spring, and then obviously the summer. The summer is going to be really busy for us as far as playing shows. So hopefully we'll be able to get out as far as we can and play some awesome shows. Just doing some negotiating and talking with some, weighing out what opportunities we have and who potentially we can go out on the road with.
So outside of touring, and you already mentioned your new album, do you guys have any other immediate plans for the future?
Yeah, the short term, the music videos are a big thing. It's taking up a ton of our time. We're going to release those in music. We're hoping to get some festival opportunities this spring and going and doing South by Southwest for our first time, which will be super exciting. And then touring this summer. And then other than that, we pretty much take every opportunity that comes to us. We just got off doing the Warped Tour Rewind cruise, which was insane. That was an amazing life-changing experience for us. So hoping some more opportunities like that come down the pike this year. Just nothing 100% on the books yet for those.
All right, Andrew. Thank you for taking the time and talking to me. And you guys need to check out Felicity as soon as possible.
Yeah, thanks so much, man. It was an honor and so stoked to be part of the first show of the new year. For you guys listening, be sure to, like and subscribe to the Asian Scene Kid podcast. And on top of that, you can check us out. We're pretty much on every social media at We Are Felicity. So Instagram at We Are Felicity, same with Twitter, Facebook, same thing, YouTube at We Are Felicity. And you can check out our video for Circles everywhere. It's on our YouTube, the full music video, and just released on iTunes and Spotify.